Ladies and gentlemen, we are in Genesis chapter number 46, and today is yet another day. And as always, if it is another day, then if it's a new day, then we have a new episode of TTB with Pastor Nesh, and our deal is to go through the Bible, and I thank God for the journey we have taken, and we are almost through with Genesis. We are in chapter number 46. As I say, Genesis is up to chapter number 50, so we only have 4 chapters to go, and we would be done with the book of Genesis. And I hope you have been blessed so far, and you have learned a lot from the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is the book of fasts. It is the book where you read about fasts of so many things. It's about the beginning. It's about where it all began. That's why it's called Genesis. It's about where it all began. How did it all come about? And so we see so many precedences in the book of Genesis. Some of the things that if you want to know where they come from, where their source is, you will come down to the book of Genesis. And we have seen so many things established, and I believe you have learned just like I have learned. And so now we continue with the story of Joseph. Now he's bringing over his family into the land of Egypt. And yesterday we were able to see that he told his brethren to go. And when they were gone, he told them when they are coming back to come back with their father and their children and their wives and everything that concerns them, their servants. And so when the children of Israel are coming to Egypt, they are coming a great number. They not a very big number. With the Bible where we are about to read right now, it will tell us the number of people that went to Egypt with Jacob at first. And so they were a big family. They were not a small family. And they had servants, as I said yesterday. Simeon and Levi, or Levi, depending on where you went to school, they had taken captives from Shechem. They killed the men of Shechem, and they took their wives, they took their children as servants, and they took their properties. And so that also made part of their family. And so it is all these people that are coming to Egypt. So they are coming with their slaves, they are coming with their animals, they are coming with their wives, their children, and all that, and they are bringing them to Egypt. And so we are about to read Genesis chapter number 46. But as always, I must ask you to subscribe. You know the benefits of subscribing, and if you don't know, you can go to my other previous introductions of these episodes, and in parts of them I have told you why you need to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. The YouTube algorithms, for them to start generating money for the channel, or from the channel, or for the channel for the channel owner, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to have about 400 hours of watch time. And so by you watching, every minute you watch counts. And also every subscriber counts. Even if you're just subscribing and you never come back again to watch whatever we do, that subscription yet still counts, and it will not be unsubscribed until you yourself unsubscribe. So even if you subscribe and go away, which is not something that we are encouraging, but one of the things that I've been taught in ministry is that you are not called to preach to everybody. So that's something I have to be at peace with. So I've had people who tell me that, Nesh, I love your writings, but I don't love your preachings. So yeah, there are people who love how I write more than they love how I speak. So they may come here and say, no, I don't think I love this content. But even if you subscribe and go away, that subscription still counts, and it's still getting us closer to where we are going. And so I'm asking you humbly, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on your right hand side, but on my left hand side here down below this video is a button written subscribe, and then you can subscribe on it. If you love what we are doing, you can also hit the notification bell. That bell will ensure that you get notified every time we put up a new episode, and that means you will not need to wait every time for me to notify you that we have a new episode. It will be giving you notification. It will be sending you messages automatically. After the thing is online, you are sent a message automatically to be told that now Nesh has uploaded, or Pastor Nesh has uploaded a new message or a new episode, and you can come and watch. So I implore you, I beg you, I pray, I ask you humbly that you may subscribe to this channel in Jesus' name. Amen. With that said and done, and I'm here to know how we say, is it without much further ado or without further much ado? We go to Genesis chapter number 46 and verses 1. The Bible says, and Israel took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices unto God, unto the God of his father Isaac. Verses 2, and God spake unto Israel in the visions of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here I am, or here am I. Verses 3, and he said, I am God, the God of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation. I will go with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thy eyes. Verses 5, and Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father, and their little ones, and their wives in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their cattle and their goods which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Jacob and all his seed with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his seed brought he with him into Egypt. Now, I said yesterday that Egypt is not a very good place to be. Egypt is not the best place to be. But sometimes, even we as ministers, even we as men of God, even we as the born again, sometimes God will ask you to go to Egypt. Sometimes God will allow you to go to Egypt. Sometimes God will send you to Egypt himself. And this is what happens here. He comes to Jacob in visions, and he tells him not to fear but to go to Egypt. And so this is one of the instances when God will send you to Egypt, when God will tell you that the provision I have for you right now is in Egypt. And one of the things you need to know is that we are in the world but not of the world. That is what the Bible says. We are in the world but not of the world. One of the things you need to understand when you are in Egypt is that you are in Egypt, but you are not an Egyptian. One of the things that happened with the children of Israel is that they went to Egypt and they stopped being Israelites, and they started wanting to be like the Egyptians, until at some point they had to be reminded that you are not Egyptians. You are just visitors. You are not Egyptians, you are visitors. You came and stayed in a place that you are not supposed to stay. Because I know it was God's plan for them to be here. Actually, he had foretold Abraham that his children will be slaves in a foreign land for 400 years. God had already said. But I believe it was not the will of God for them. Or it was the will of God. I'm trying to put this in the safest way possible so as not to confuse some some young believers who may be listening to me. So if I say it was not the will of God, then they will start asking, so how did it happen? So it was the will of God, but I believe um, that God would have wanted it in another way. So some things, there is something we call predestination. There is something we call predestination. I think I've talked about it or passed over it in a few episodes behind, maybe 5 or 4 episodes behind. That there are some things that are predestined, some things that you may not be able to change, or that are difficult to change. But I always say that if something is hard to change, it does not mean it is impossible to change. There are some things that are predestined. It was predestined that Judas will sell Jesus. It was prophesied a long time ago by David in Psalms, in the book of Psalms, that Judas will sell Jesus Christ for pieces of silver. It was actually even predestined that he will die, he will kill himself. In the same book of Psalms, we shall reach there. So it is predestined. It is we need to know how to mix predestination and the will of God, and ability to change the mind of God, and ability to tell God that, is this possible? Is this possible to change? There are some things that may be happening in your life that are predestined, that this must happen, and so, but you need to keep asking God. Like Abraham was interceding for Sodom. He was asking God, yes, you are about to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, but what if you find 50 people, 50 righteous people? Can you change this? Those are some questions. When you become a friend of God, those are some of the questions that you need to ask God. What if I am working for you right? What if I am working for you right? What if I am doing this all the right way? Can you save this situation? And I believe if God finds one reason why he should change the predestination of a man, he will change. The reason why Sodom and Gomorrah, and we dealt with this in the episode that was dealing with Sodom and Gomorrah, the reason why he dealt with Sodom and Gomorrah the way he did was because there was no reason to save them. There was no person, there was not even a single person in that land that was worthy being saved. So I believe when you become a friend of God, and this is a challenge to us, and you see a situation in your life that looks as if it is predestined, you need to start asking God questions. What can I do to change this situation? What can I do to change this situation? And we will come to understand that these things, even if they may be hard to change, even if they may need a great sacrifice to change, then at some point they can be changed. At some point they can be changed. So now where are we? We are in verses number 8. And these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt: Jacob and his sons, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and 9, and the sons of Reuben, Hanok, and Pharu, Hezron, and Carmi, and the sons of Simeon, Jemuel, and Jamin, and Ohad, and Jachin, and Zohar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanitish woman. 11, and the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Judah, Er, and Onan, and Shelah, and Shelah, and Pharez, and Zara. But Er and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Pharez were Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Issachar, Tola, and Fuva, and Job, and Shimron. Could this be the job that that suffered for a very long time? This Job, the son of Issachar, could he be the one? We don't know, but we know that the book of Job, for those who don't know, the book of Job was written by was written by Moses, the same Moses who wrote Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and that, So he also wrote the book of Job. So I don't know if this is the same Job, but who knows? Verses 13. Where are we? Are we in verses 13 or 14? 14. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered and Elon and Jalil. Wow, these names are sometimes hard to pronounce, especially for people like us who have very heavy tongue. But I'm trying. You can tell me in the comment if I'm trying or not. But I'm trying to read the names. So it's Jalil and Elon. Reminds me of the owner of Twitter, who is called Elon Musk at the moment. The one who bought it and changed it from Twitter to X. Nowadays it's called X. So he's called Elon Musk. And we have a son of Zebulun who was called Elon, and another called Jalil. Verses 15. These be the sons of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob in Padan Aram, with his daughter Dinah. All the souls of his sons and his daughters were 33. Wow! All the children that were born to Leah, and their children that went now to Egypt were 33. Verses 16. And the sons of Gad, Ziphion, and Hagi, and Shuni, and Esbon, Eri. That is Eri. I'm not pronouncing it bad. It's not Eli. It's Eri. And Arodi, or Arodai, and Areli, or Areli. I'm just making fun, just to enjoy the reading, 17. And the sons of Asher, that were Jimna, and Ishua, and Isui, and Beriah, or Beriah, and Sarah, their sister. And the sons of Beriah, Heber, and Merchiah. Now, whatever is happening right now is that we are being told the people that went down to Egypt. So that's why we are reading all the names. Don't be tired. We are just reading the names of the people that went with Jacob to Joseph in Egypt. And where are we? We were at Areli. And the sons of Asher we have already read. So we are in 18. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and this she bare unto Jacob, even 16 souls. So 16 plus 33, you can be doing the math, that is 49. And where are we? 16 souls. 19. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. 20. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela and Becher, and Ashbel and Gera and Naaman, Ehi and Rosh, Mupim and Hupim, and Ard. 22. These are the sons of Rachel, which were born to Jacob. All the souls were 14. 23. And the sons of Dan, Hushim, and the sons of Naphtali, Jazil, and Guni, and Jezer, and Shilem. 25. These are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave unto Rachel his daughter, and she bare these unto Jacob. All the souls were 7. All the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loin, besides Jacob's sons' wives, all the souls were 66. 66, that is 66. But these are not, they are not counting Jacob's son, the 12 of them, and they are not counting the wives. They are not counting the wives. Yeah, besides the wives and the sons. It's 27. And the sons of Joseph, which were born in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 10. 70. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph to direct his face into Goshen, and they came into the land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to meet Israel his father to Goshen, and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. 30. And Israel said unto Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and shew Pharaoh, shew Pharaoh, and say unto him, My brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. 32. And the men are shepherds, for their trade hath been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds, and all that they had. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you, and shall say, What is your occupation? Verse 34, which is the last verse of this chapter, that ye shall say, Thy servant's trade hath been about cattle from our youth and even until now, both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen, for every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. That is the last verse of Genesis chapter number 46. Another good read that we have done. And surely the time flies. Time flies when we are doing this. Sometimes you think we'll do something more, and you find that we cannot do more than just take one chapter. But we have seen and one thing keeps coming up, that the Egyptians hate shepherds. Egyptians hate the Hebrews. You see, Egyptians were not, it was an abomination for them to eat with the Hebrews. And the Hebrews here, they represent believers. Shepherds here, they represent men of God. They represent pastors. They represent bishops. So the world does not love us as believers. The world does not. And Jesus said, the world did not love me. So how do you expect it to love you? You also be hated in the world. And so it is the same typology. It is the same message that is being sent to us over and over again, that even when you are in Egypt, even if it is God that has sent you to Egypt, one of the things you need to remember is that you are in the world and not of the world. You are in Egypt but not an Egyptian. If you keep that in mind, you will be safe. You will be safe from everything. You will be safe from every other thing, and you will be sober in whatever that you do, that you are supposed to know. Jesus says of his disciples when he was about to die or to be crucified, he said that I'm sending them like sheep amongst the wolf. He's sending them like sheep amongst the wolf. And so do not relax in Egypt. Do not fall into the trap that the children of Israel fell into when they went into Egypt and relaxed, and they stayed as if it was their home. They stayed as if now they have reached, we all fall into that. And I posted another post the other day. I think it was on my status and also on my Facebook wall. And I said, as you mature, you will discover that comfort is the worst addiction, and it is the surest ticket to a city called depression. Comfort is the worst addiction, and it's the surest ticket to a city called depression. And we are about to see that when the children of Israel started becoming comfortable in Egypt, something brought them back to their senses. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have been blessed and you are continuing to be blessed with everything that we are doing and how we are taking the journey. We started from Genesis, and we are Genesis chapter number 1, and we are continuing all the way. And every single day we will be uploading a reading, and we want to read through the Bible, not just reading, but we want to study the Bible, to know the Bible, and to know the words they are in, because that is the power. It's not just about knowing the words in the Bible, but having them manifest in our lives. And if you have been blessed by this ministry, you can also bless this ministry by giving, and the giving details have been popping throughout the broadcast, and they are also written at the description part of this video. And then also do not forget to subscribe. Subscribing, as I say and I keep saying, is that clicking that red button on this side below my hand here. There is a button, a red button. Click it and make sure it stands gray. That is subscription. If you're still red, you have not yet subscribed. May God bless you, may God keep you, and may God lift you higher than I am. Shalom, and keep the faith. As always, this is Pastor Nesh.